let's go next to Spar. Okay, we understand this group, of course, is principally a wholesaler. They don't own, in many instances, the stores from which actual Spars operate, and that's because they are owned by franchisees, although it's a little bit of a mixed model. They've got some corporate-owned stores. They're very strong in the Gauteng market, not as strong in the Cape, Durban headquartered. The reason they're in this conversation is that in addition to the Spar, you will often find a bottle store called Tops, and then you'll find something called Build It, which is a builder's distribution business of the sort we're discussing here. They are particularly sizable and prevalent in areas where Spar has stores in intermediate or middle income kind of towns where there's a lot of smaller scale building going on. So they are very visible, and you go into those towns, they compete pretty effectively with some of the privately owned building distributions. The market cap of this group is 32 billion rand. It's done very nicely recently. They've done a deal to acquire something in Ireland. We'll talk about that. Price to earnings ratio a little bit more reasonable, 23.6. Dividend yield just slightly below the 3% mark. This one really has shot the lights out, and it wasn't really expected. The share price chart will come up and show a story.
Yeah, definitely. Spar now, if we look at that contracting, this actually comes in number 4 out of the entire market.
So it's the 4th most exciting stock on current movements.
For me, I think Spar is doing exceptionally well. I mean, if we sort of focus on their Build It, I mean, it's about 10% of their revenue. So that's it's a significant contributor, but it's not the whole story of Spar. Certainly not. Like you mentioned,
Wowza, look at that.
Yeah, look at that share price. You can't argue that.
So really drifting in the period when others were doing better in 2012, 2013, but lately it's been a whopper.
Yeah. Absolutely, and I think that's also just the excitement around, as you mentioned earlier, that BWG group.
We'll talk about that. So what have they bought in Ireland?
Yeah,
is it a good idea to buy things in Europe? How's the management team from Durban going to run something in Ireland?
Very, very true. It's almost Spar getting back to its roots. I mean, Spar is an international brand. So I think it's an exciting opportunity for them because it's going to give them some stability in earnings as well, because, suddenly you're going to get the currency diversification. It's not a huge acquisition for them. It's about 5% of the total. But I think if you look at Ireland, I mean, this is an economy that is recovering fairly strongly. It is a developed economy, and it gives them a footprint on the ground immediately. I think they automatically got, when they bought Londis, they got automatically another 200 sites, which is very good for the group. They're going to use that franchising model, which is very low on it's very capital efficient, if you want to put it that way. So I think it is a good thing. It was margin enhancing and earnings enhancing. So I think a good deal for them.
Yeah, just to be clear, so Spar I think is originally a Dutch brand, but the business here was a distribution-based business, and they set up the chain, and the franchisees came on board, and it's a South African-specific business. And its strength, of course, is in procurement, wholesaling, distribution and deliveries, marketing, and it extracts franchise fees from its local players. And then it's done these other bolt-on deals, and effectively the business in Ireland sounds like that kind of business as well. So it's a natural extension, and I'm sure there are good managers that they can add there, and it's going to get them a currency-based opportunity, report in rands, trade in pounds, etc. Oh, hang on, it's in Ireland, so trade in euros. Correction. So overall, it just looks as though Spar's on the move again. It was a little bit subscale. It was losing a bit of shine compared to companies like Shoprite that appear to be doing better, but now it's kind of back in action.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, I mean, in the whole of Spar South Africa, the strength of it is their distribution and their buying power. I mean, that's the whole Spar idea that, as you said, started in Netherlands, and it's working well. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, they've got 6 DCs now. I mean, one DC is purely for Build It as well. So they're planning on adding another one, I believe, in Cape Town. In Lanseria, and I mean they're upgrading 2 other ones as well. So they're really getting that supply chain efficient, and that's what you want in a business. I mean, especially in a business that is leveraging buying power and doesn't have that many corporately owned stores.
I can't remember the name of the new CEO. So Wayne Hook retired, but the new guy came in, was responsible for looking after one of their business divisions. I'm going to get it wrong if I try and guess. But that didn't seem to have created any ripples whatsoever. So it's just one of those steady succession planning in-house, elevation of an existing guy looking good.
Yeah, definitely. We have no problem. I mean, management has done an exceptional job in Spar over the last little bit. Again, in a difficult operating environment. I mean, remember when things really got tough? I mean, they put in that emergency fund and started actually, helping the franchisees buying out the corporate stores. So I mean, management has a good track record at Spar, and I mean, I think it'll continue that way.
And one of the things they do is when a major franchise owner who's maybe got like 6 or 7 stores in Gauteng indicates he wants to sell, sometimes they step in and acquire those. stores and then find quality people to take them over, sometimes by getting a guy who's running a good store and saying to him, don't you want to buy another in a suburb over the way, because you know you're good and you can run these things well. Okay, good. So as far as this is concerned, it's on the move. We like momentum, we like stocks that have woken up, and normally if that's the case, then they continue to deliver. So we're going to go on hot on this one?
Yeah, definitely hot on Spar for me.
Excellent, I like it.